I'm John Denner from Mazda, and you're watching SpeedSource TV.
All right, Marcus, welcome here today. We're at Watkins Glen International. You are the race/data engineer for the SpeedSource team. Your primary focus is on the 70 car, but you also work on the 69 car as well. And I'm sure there's a lot of people, a lot of mechanical engineering students out there who look at your position and that's kind of a dream job for them. So just give us a bit of background on how you got to this position and which college you went to and so on.
Well, sure. I've always liked cars, even growing up as a little kid. So when I got into school at the University of Florida, I immediately chose mechanical engineering as my major to kind of line me up into the automotive industry. At that time, I wasn't really sure I wanted to do racing or maybe go work for one of the major manufacturers. But I joined the Society of Automotive Engineers team over there, and we built the small-scale Formula race car for competition. And that just got me really into motorsports and automotive engineering. And I did that for 5 years. We placed top 10 in the world 3 years in a row. It was a lot of hard hours at the shop, at school over there. But it kind of set me up for this job here with SpeedSource. I met Sylvain and Dave and the other guys through my time at the University of Florida with their Formula SAE team.
Okay.
And then when time came for graduation, Sylvain said that he needed a full-time engineer, and I needed a full-time job, so that's how I landed here.
Very good. So, and that experience in the SAE program, is that an important part of to get to where you are now?
I'd say it was pretty much key. Everything I learned in school with the Formula SAE program helped me with this job today. At school, I was the chassis and suspension engineer, which helps me with my duties here at the track. Yes. And also I oversaw the data acquisition program at the school, which is a big part of my job here today.
Yeah. Okay, now it's a great job you have. Is there a favorite part of the job? What is the one thing you enjoy the most about the job?
It has to be showing up at the track on race day. Just the fans are here, the cars are ready to go, you're anxious to get it started. As the motors warm up in the morning, you just get that sense of adrenaline, and you're ready to go race. And we're ready to go out there, and we like to win every single race out there, and we believe we do have a car every single weekend to do that.
Very good. Okay, well let's take a look at some of the data and some of the things you do now.
Sure. Okay.
All right, Marcus. So you've got your computer here. Show
Yep.
us what you're looking at here. What are you trying to accomplish here?
Well, what we do every time the car comes back into pit lane after a practice session or after qualifying or a race, we'll plug into the Motec ADL2 and we will download the data. On the car, like I said earlier, we log throttle position, speed, damper positions, the gear, what the driver's doing as far as the steering wheel is concerned, the brake pressures. So what we can do is we can go back through and look at how the driver's performing from corner to corner. What we could also do is we could overlay two drivers and compare the two together. Now this helps us a lot in the sense that we could see where one driver gains or one driver loses some time, and either one of them can make slight adjustments to their driving styles, and we kind of get a theoretical better lap between the two. Yeah. As we go through this, we'll also find out where we can improve upon the car. We can look at suspension positions and find out how our dampers are performing as we go around the track. We can look at tuning our suspensions, whether we want to stiffen or soften our dampers.
And give us an example. What you look for here. This is a shock graph.
Yeah, well, this is a damper histogram. What this does is it shows you how over an average lap or however set amount of time we want to look at how our dampers are behaving as far as velocities are concerned. So ideally, you'd like to see a normalized bell curve where you'd have an even distribution between your bump velocities and your rebound velocities, and a nice even distribution. An uneven distribution will show you something, maybe your shocks might be out of tune, or there might be some discrepancy with that corner of the car. Another thing you could look at, we could look at this curve right here, which isn't quite as nicely distributed as the other corners. And maybe if we zoom into a section on the track, that might show that that's the inside wheel, might be going over a curb, it might be tracking out, it might be going over some rumble strips. So there's a number of different things that we can look at with this graph, and it just helps us overall tune the entire balance of the car itself.
All right. And what about, can you monitor things like temperatures of the car, and what other things do you use this Motec system for?
Yes, on top of looking at driver performance, what we could also do is we could look at how the car is behaving as far as engine vitals, as far as fuel usage, fuel consumption. We could look at the power steering, how much current that's drawing, see if it's making sure it's running within operating temp. We could also look at our O2 sensor levels, make sure that the lambda sensor is running correctly. What we'd also do is we could log engine mileage, gear mileage with this, which helps us life the parts of the car, make sure that we have a nice reliable vehicle every single race weekend. So the uses of this tool are many, and we do use it to its full extent.
Very good. So basically this just confirms then that the drivers are perfect, is that right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right.